thing that's got very fiery out of nowhere, and I haven't actually spoken about this anywhere. It kept very low since it all happened.
This is Laurence Benson, content creator, entrepreneur, and one of the most recognizable faces bringing Indonesian food and culture to a global audience. In this episode, we talk about content creation.
So I just thought, I'm going to put a camera on myself and just document every single step of the way.
American politics.
The problem is that they do have jurisdiction over U.S. citizens who are impeding on what they're trying to do.
And we even get into a little bit of spirituality.
Do you think you've become more spiritual since coming to Bali or not? And are you religious yourself?
If you're not already following Laurence, check him out on Instagram and YouTube. His content is fun, authentic, and rooted in genuine curiosity about food, culture, and people. And if you're new here, this is Lila, checking in from Toronto to the Bali Bites podcast, where we talk real freedom, financial, physical, and mental, no fluff, no bullshit. Let's get into it. Back to you, Frankie.
Okay, so Laurence, you recently got into a little bit of heat over this Bonnie Blue thing. Do you want to just get this out of the way first and tell me your side of the story?
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing that's got very fiery out of nowhere, and I haven't actually spoken about this anywhere. It kept very low since it all happened. So just bearing in mind, I filmed everything with her in the studio before any of her antics that she started doing. In Canggu or at the embassy in London, all I did was, her team actually reached out to me and said, hey, would you like Bonnie to come into your studio and try some food? And I said, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know too much about her at the time. Invited her in the next day, we ate some food, everything went great, nothing was over the top. I posted the content, and then there was a couple of negative comments, but it was only after she was doing her Bang Bus content campaign in Canggu and her barely legal stuff here that it started getting traction, negative traction.
Yep.
And then all the other pages started posting about it. So I don't talk to her, I don't talk to her team. I've only filmed with her just about one session, and that's it. That was my only engagement. And no, I'm not friends with her. Yeah. Everyone seems to think me and her are best friends, which definitely is not the case.
They reached out to you because you were, you had a well-known channel here. They wanted to be able to maybe get the word out that she was here. You had no idea she was going to disrespect Bali and Indonesia like she ultimately did, right? Yeah, so...
Exactly. Yeah. But I filmed and uploaded the content before any of her antics, yeah. I just want to get that out of the way, and I don't endorse her whatsoever. And I think now I've done a bit more research into her, I've actually seen what a disgusting woman she is, creature she is, you could say. And I'm glad that she's been deported and blacklisted out of Indonesia and Australia, and hopefully she's banned from every country she goes to. But also, I feel like it's been a bit of a publicity stunt as well, which I didn't realize at the time when I invited her. So in my part, I do regret having her on.
Yeah. Well, now that's out of the way. Tell me more about about you, I guess. How did you get here? How long have you been here, first of all?
I've been coming to Indonesia for 7 years now. Came here, almost 8 years now even.
Yeah.
I started coming here first time right at the start of 2018, January 2018, and then I started coming every year for 2 months, and then it was in 2020 is when I finally moved here because I got stuck here during COVID, March 2020.
But why did you come here to begin with? What?
The reason being is I was actually, my background is film, similar to you.
Yeah.
And I had a production company back in London, and we used to work with a bunch of content creators and YouTubers. Yeah. So my team would follow them around the world. I'd be documenting their life, these high quality vlogs. And one of the guys ended up here in Bali, which he started calling his base. So I was living with him and his friends, and I was like, wow, this is such an incredible lifestyle for such a value for money is unparalleled. And I really wanted to make sure I could find a way to sustain myself living here.
Yeah.
And just every year I'd keep coming back. And then that's when I discovered the beauty and deliciousness of Indonesian food.
So, but your background's in film.
or television, film, TV, mainly television.
What were you doing?
So I was working in factual content, like documentary, factual content. Graduated from uni with a degree in television and film. And I was working at a company called SpunGold TV. Actually, that was one more as well. Yeah, mainly a company called SpunGold, and we're mainly focusing on these hard-hitting documentaries where we would like interview like murderers, and would be going down like and read some shows about depression and all that sort of stuff.
What was your role there?
I was assistant DP mainly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you do a lot more shooting than...
I was helping out on shoots, and I started off as a researcher, a junior researcher, then I progressed to researcher, then I started becoming like a assistant DP. But around that time is also when I was launching my own production company, because I didn't love what television was all about, because it started getting complicated. So yeah.
Wait, elaborate on that. Complicated in what way?
It's like I thought I'd go into television and I'd be able to express myself and come up with ideas and execute them for TV. But it's very what's the word? You got a tiny say compared to the hierarchy there.
Yeah.
And I realized if I do want to make it into television, then I've got to spend 7-8 years plus grinding from the bottom right to the top. And then I discovered that when I was working as a assistant DP, speaking to like the directors and the producers, and realized, okay, do I really want to be going down that path, or do I want to be going down the YouTube and this new digital age of media?
Wait, did you want to make movies originally? Like, I mean, that's what yeah.
I mean, when you say movies, I loved like shows like Black Mirror. So I suppose that's kind of like it's a show.
Yeah.
But it's like shortish movies.
But narrative. You wanted to do narrative.
Yeah. And something which actually made a difference and you could watch and makes you really think.
Do you write as well, or do you wanted to be involved as a DP or a producer or director?
So I always wanted to become a cinematographer. That was like my dream.
Yeah.
And then it was only when I came to Bali, I started writing. So I actually wrote a script.
Yeah.
But back then I would just pitch ideas which I had, which everyone seemed to hate. But now looking back, it's exactly the same sort of videos that, the Sidemen in the YouTuber Sidemen or Better Squad.
No.
Nelk in America.
No.
Nelk Boys?
The Nelk Boys, I've heard of them.
Yeah, so it's similar to the Nelk Boys, but less degenerate. They travel the world, and they just make content of themselves, like what you can get with £10 compared to £1,000 in a day. And these are the ideas I was pitching to TV, and they're like, no, it's a stupid idea. Yeah. And now they're doing the exact same shows on YouTube, and they're getting millions of views.
Yeah. I had gotten started because I wanted to make movies, and found that basically I could have work as an editor. It was like, no one's going to hand me a movie as a director or something just out of film school or whatever. So, I did something similar. I found like another job to do. It was editing. And so when I went to New York, I got a job editing for like a VH1 show, a TV show. Similar thing. It just, it was like, I don't want to be doing this. It went into TV. Then I was working for TV Guide and doing a show for them. And it was like, now is a show about other TV shows. I'm like, I want to be making movies, not, just because I'm using a camera doesn't mean I'm a filmmaker. It wasn't what I wanted to do. And this was long before like YouTube was like a thing. So
you always wanted to get into movies before?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And what made you get into movies from the start?
That's a funny story, I guess, because I was going to go to school for art. I was going to be an art student, I guess, or I didn't even know. I thought I was going to be drawing something. And when I started at art school, I took everything, like photography and, drawing and like a drama class. And I took a creative writing class, and I had a teacher who was blind. And so
your art teacher was blind?
The creative writing teacher, she was blind.
Oh, wow.
So it was one class per week, and you had your assignment. The next day you had to read it in front of the class because she was blind. That's how you got graded. And I got a kick out of like having an audience with my stories. And then, so I got more into the creative writing thing, started writing a lot more. And then somebody just read some other film student had read my writing, and he was like, man, this is like a movie. You should get a camera and start editing and put some stuff together. And that's kind of what started it. I was like, man, I do love editing and creating visually, because you get to use all of it, all the arts, the music and visual and storytelling. So that was.
When was this, like in your teens, or was it 20?
No, I was in my early 20s before I figured out that it was film. But I've been doing it for like 20 something years. I'm 46 now.
Really?
Yeah. So that's how I got into it. But now, and funny enough, my background before film was as a sushi chef. So I was working in a sushi restaurant making sushi, and people would make fun of me like, oh, Frank wants to be a director, Frank the director. Now, after getting into film, people are like, oh yeah, Frank the sushi chef. It's like the opposite. But that's how my food, I guess, journey went. How did you get into food now? Was that just like...
So I was trying to learn the local... Yeah, long story short, I was trying to learn the local language. Did a couple of lessons with a girl who I wanted to date.
Uh-huh.
And then one day, where the subject was food, I decided to put a camera on myself, and I started...
So that was here in
It was here.
Yeah.
But before that, I realized that... So actually, okay, my YouTube journey started back in 2010 when I was pretty young back then. Way before I could monetize or anything, and I played a game called RuneScape.
Yeah.
It's a popular game. Maybe, have you heard of RuneScape? It's like World of Warcraft, sort of.
No.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar, but...
So I played a game called RuneScape. I filmed myself playing the game, and I'd make YouTube videos. And in the game, everyone knew who I was. Like on the forums, people would follow me in the game.
Uh-huh.
I was making all this content, and then I went into school once, and then my head teacher, she was showing my video, one of my YouTube videos, on a big projector in my class.
Uh-huh.
So after that, I deleted my channel. But back then I had like 10,000 subscribers, I had a big following, niche following in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, okay, if I want to make videos, and then I wanted to go traveling after I went to uni. And I realized, okay, there's got to be a reason for why someone watches me, why someone watches someone travel. So you can pair traveling with football, with philosophy, or anything, or food. And I realized, okay, if I'm going to travel, I'm going to start learning as much as I can about food, especially Indonesian food at the start.
Did you, were you a good cook before?
No,
you just were food?
I can make scrambled eggs on toast and a pretty crap spaghetti bolognese.
But you're just kind of are you a foodie at least?
Now I'm a foodie. I'm a huge foodie now. Yeah. But I love a process of like documenting your journey from like knowing nothing about it to becoming like an expert. I'm not an expert, but I just love that journey.
Yeah.
Or whether it's for myself or other people. So I just thought, like, I'm going to put a camera on myself and just document every single step of the way. And back then I was posting one video every single day for an entire year. Back in end of 2020, for an entire year I posted every single day on TikTok. And that was my channel.
So wait, was that you created a piece of content, or were you making one full video per day?
So I made one short video every day. So I'd go to a different restaurant every single day and try their food. And I love filming it. I loved editing it. I loved trying to speak Indonesian. I loved the engagement I had with local ibus, which is like an Indonesian mum who would make her food. I loved all of that.
I tried, and it was all you. It was all you, right?
What do you mean?
Did you have an editor, or you were editing?
It was all me. Everything was just me, and also my girlfriend at the time. That was later. Yeah, she kind of helped later, but it was just me.
I had at one point for a month tried to vlog twice a week just to see what it was like. While I was trying to put together a film, I was pulling together a film, and it was about a YouTuber. So I was like, oh, I'll document my journey of how to pull a film together while actually being a YouTuber and documenting the whole time. No, not for me. It's like, because you're shooting everything, and by the time you got a full day, and then you got to try to edit it on the same. No, it's too much work. too much.
I mean, I was inspired by someone called Casey Neistat, also from New York. And I thought, look, he can make 1,000 videos in 1,000 days.
Yeah. Yeah, he got like 2 or 3 hours of sleep or something like that. For like
full-on long-form YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So surely if he can do YouTube videos, I can just make a short TikTok video for like a back video was 59 seconds was a sweet spot.
Yeah.
So I mean, so I was like,
I guess that's better. I think I was trying to do like the 10-minute long or between 7 and 10. I mean, but it was only twice a week. But still, even then, I was burnt out. I don't know, Casey. I watched a lot of those, and I saw how he did it. It's like, he's a robot. Like,
he's
being able to.
Yeah. He for me is one of my biggest inspirations. He's one of the main reasons I quit working in TV and wanted to do something with just a camera, because I saw the views he was making, the views he was getting every single day. It's crazy, and it's just his entire directorial style, like videos that he would do it all himself.
Have you tried doing some videos closer to his style? Because I know most of yours take place in a studio, which much easier to kind of like edit together when you got all these different things going on. It's hard to create a story out of that.
Yeah, I mean, I still make YouTube videos. Like, I used to make a bunch of YouTube videos where I'd like do challenges, trying to find a specific Indonesian dish in Switzerland or in the UK or in different parts of Indonesia.
Yeah.
There's so much effort goes involved, and it's like an entire production. It takes me like 3 days to edit sometimes.
Yeah.
These YouTube videos, which is insane when it can take me like 2 hours to edit a 1 minute video, which is still quite a long time.
These take me between 2 and 3 hours to edit.
What, short form or
the whole thing? You
edit this in 2 hours?
Yeah, only because I use a system, which is utilizing AI for a lot of it. I could not do it without the help of AI tools nowadays. Otherwise, this would take me days. It would take me probably 8 to 10 hours at least.
That's smart. Integrating AI into your workflow.
And I, I followed the same kind of template. I kind of streamlined it. Instead of trying to come up with this creative new thing each time for the intro, I just keep it simple. We use the same template for the intro, where it's just, this is Laurence Benson. He's whatever, and then I say who you are and what you do, and show a little bit of your, some clips from probably from your YouTube that'll pull, which people, if you're watching this, they've already seen what I pulled together.
Okay.
But then to do the back and forth between me and you, because it'll be a wide shot, it'll be like on me, and then it'll be on you, and it kind of bounces back and forth depending on who's talking. But that's all done with AI.
Right. Even though you've only got one camera,
only running one.
But you're able to cut between two people.
So it's on a wide, as you can see in the monitor there. So I'll keep it there, and then I just punch in on me, and I'll punch in on you
on different.
Yeah, just slightly. It's I don't know, 4K at least. And so it's good enough that you can punch in, so that way it just kind of goes between the two of us. And that's all done with something that I have called Auto Cut. And you basically, you program it, you put in the settings, how you want it to work. If you want it to be choppy a little bit, like back and forth a little bit more, if you want it to breathe more, if you want it to be like 5 seconds or 10 seconds, or however long you want the cuts to go.
So if I go, that's going to cut to me.
Yeah.
Nice. And now back to you.
Probably if I start talking.
That's very cool.
So, and that's all done quickly. I set it up, and then maybe takes 8 to 9 minutes, and it goes through the whole thing, cuts it all up. And otherwise, I'd have to do that by hand, and it would be.
God, I wish I knew about this back in I wish things like this existed when I first started my TikTok journey.
Yeah,
it would make my whole life so much easier. I'll posting like 3 videos a day.
Well, and so the majority of the time is just in the beginning part, and I have like my template for the opening. I record the little intro at the end of this, and I add it in the front. But to do all the short form, that's all done with God, now it's slipping my mind. Opus Clips. Yeah. So I just once I upload it to YouTube, I just pull the link, put it into Opus Clips, spits out maybe 40 clips, and I just upload from there.
So good. You upload directly from Opus?
Yeah. And it goes on all, like, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and on my Instagram.
Oh my God, that makes life so easy.
Yeah.
I do everything manually.
Yeah.
Well, I've got someone helping, but yeah.
Because
like on our phone, just upload.
I don't want to be spending, so many hours a day creating the content. For me, I'm just doing this to have the conversations with people I want to talk to. And if people want to listen, they can, so for me, it's just an excuse to be able to talk to cool people that I want to talk to.
I wouldn't say I'm back cool, but yeah, I appreciate that. You're cool too.
Yeah, well, and learn some things from people who are doing stuff in Bali. That's to me the important thing for me. And then, I share with other people if they want to see it. I don't want to waste a lot of time doing fancy stuff with it. I just want to get it up there and have it look decent.
So why did you create Bali Bites podcast in the first place? And also, this is by Bro Bites, your book, Follow the Money. So, Frank, is it your surname Bites or not?
No, it's Ferrendo. Yeah, my last name is Ferrendo, but
Frank Ferrendo.
I started Bro Bites a couple of years ago as an Instagram that was like a throwaway Instagram, just so that way I could post all the junk that I couldn't post on my Instagram, and just I wanted to see if I could grow it, just posting controversial stuff. And I think similar to how Mr. Beast got his name, you're like, there's no reason why he got Mr. Beast. It was a random generator. I think I went on ChatGPT or whatever, and it was like, what's a cool name that kind of go, it's for bros or whatever. It was like Bro Bites. And then when I came out here and I wanted to do the podcast, and I was like, what am I going to name it? And I was like, oh, Bali Bites goes pretty good. So I repurposed the original Instagram. And that Instagram had grown. I don't even know how it was. I think I got a couple of viral reposts. So when I started this, I lost a ton of people. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I didn't sign up for Bali stuff, so lost a lot of people. I had to revive it because it was dead. I hadn't used it.
So before it was crypto,
no, it was just all random stuff like that. Yes.
Okay, so you weren't doing like Follow Your Money Instagram.
No, and then when I put together this book, it was, I didn't want it because it's about corruption and some sort of conspiracy stuff as well and whatever. I was like, I don't really want to put my name on it because it's like,
you put your face on it now. So
now I did, but it's already out as but it's
now you got a CIA chasing you. You got Interpol.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
But yeah, that's where that came.
I need to give it a read.
Sure.
Yeah. Where can I buy it?
It's on Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazon.com.
Yeah. And I put it at the lowest that they allowed. So I don't even think I make any money on it. It's just, I think it's like $6.
Really?
Yeah. I just wanted to put it out there. Something cool, some cool information for people. It's not like a money maker thing for me. No.
But do you like talking about conspiracies and controversial subjects?
Do I like talking about?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And you've written a book about it.
Yeah.
So that sort of stuff.
Well, it's about corruption, and there's a lot of corruption in the government. Some people would say it's conspiracy. Some people say no. But I mean, we all know there's corruption. So it's like, but when you start talking about it, you're like, oh, that's not true. And you're like, is it? Is it not?
We're in Indonesia, so
there's corruption everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in the U.S. right now in Minnesota, as they say. I don't know if you've been paying attention to that.
What happened? Oh, is that with the ICE?
Well, it started with the Somali fraud with they were basically laundering all this money by I guess they had created some programs for childcare. So like, oh great, free childcare for people, and the government was giving them money to have all these places that had daycare centers for kids. So apparently a bunch of people said, oh well, I mean, it was mostly Somali. They have a large Somali immigration, a lot of people from Somalia there. So being smart, or whatever, said, well, hey, the government's giving us free money to make daycare centers, but there's no kids. So in other words, they just opened up all these daycare centers, got the free money from the government, and didn't actually have any kids there. So they didn't hire staff. They didn't, whatever. They were just taking money. And so then all this fraud was being uncovered, and they sent in ICE to start cracking down on the illegal immigrants that are there. And of course, when you have fraud, people are losing their cash cow. You're going to say, oh, we don't want the ICE to be here. So they kind of, made it sound like they're doing stuff they're not supposed to. And maybe sometimes they aren't doing, they're overstepping, but they're focusing on that. Look at all the bad stuff they're doing. But they're not really doing that much bad stuff, I don't think. So.
Okay, this is recent, is it?
Oh, yeah. And as soon as something really bad happens, like somebody gets hurt, then they focus on that.
So did that lead to that murder?
Yeah, well, she got shot. Yeah. She was killed.
Self-defense, wasn't it?
Well, they're saying, yeah.
And so that was because of that? So the woman that got killed?
In other words, you got the media that's, ramping things up, saying... So, all right, this is the way the media is framing it, that a bunch of the ICE agents, as they say, do not have jurisdiction to over U.S. citizens. That's what they're saying. So then they frame it as that. ICE agents don't have jurisdiction over U.S. citizens. So if you have all these men coming in here and doing all these things outside their jurisdiction, wouldn't you stand up to save your neighborhood? The problem is that they do have jurisdiction over U.S. citizens who are impeding on what they're trying to do. So if you have an ICE agent going in, doing an investigation or making an arrest on an illegal immigrant, and you get in their way, now they do have jurisdiction to arrest you, stop you, and, do all that.
Wow.
And if you, in some way, threaten their safety, they definitely can take steps to make sure that they're safe. Unfortunately, someone got hurt in all that. Whether or not that was completely justified or, they overstepped. I mean, that's for the courts to decide, but.
Oh, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
From the videos. It's so good that, everyone has to wear a camera these days.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine in the past, if people didn't have, phones, or authorities weren't meant to be wearing GoPros, and how much, justice that wouldn't be shown.
But to be clear, she shouldn't have been there to begin with. There's no reason to get in the way of what they're doing. They were going after a guy who was wanted for a bunch of sexual assault or whatever it was. It was something serious that the guy, they were going after this other guy, and they're getting in the way. It's they're being manipulated by the local politicians, cause chaos, and so
yeah.
So that's America.
I mean, I was there last summer, and I experienced police. They stopped me, actually. I was driving. They pulled me over because apparently I was indicating.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know a reason to stop me, and then, just asked me some questions, and then they left.
Yeah.
Thankfully. But my friend who I was with, he was like, if you're black, it'll be a different story. And I was like, I don't know, probably. And then literally 1 hour later, we were driving back, and then we saw the exact same cops pull over a black guy.
Yeah. And
I don't know why
he get in trouble.
I have no idea, but I just.
But they pulled you over too. It's like, people make excuses for anything. I mean, but where were you? You were in.
I was in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah. Well, I went to Wichita first in Kansas, then I was in Lubbock, Texas. Most random places, but yeah. I loved America.
But now, if you are here and because people like to say, ICE shouldn't be going after anybody or whatever for, illegal anything, right? So, just let them be in America, right? But if you overstay your visa here, do anything stupid, you get kicked out.
Have a porn star on your show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Disrespect the country, do anything. I mean, she didn't even maybe break any laws. I mean, she might have, but she still got kicked out.
No, she did break a law.
Okay.
Do you want to know her fine?
What was?
Do you want to know what she was in trouble for?
I don't know. I don't really follow I just saw.
So after all of that, what she did in Indonesia, she was fined £8, which is around $11 US.
Yeah.
And that was for not having an international driving license for her bang bus, her bang truck, or whatever you call it.
And she got kicked out of the country for that, or?
I mean, that's what she was fined.
Yeah,
for.
Interesting.
So after all of that, it's just crazy.
But she was questioned. So I mean, when people say, like, if that was the U.S. and immigration had questioned someone because of suspicion of breaking some laws, they'd be like, oh, they're overstepping. It's like, this is the way countries are. So it's, like if I do anything, if I break any rules and I try to follow the rules here by as best as I can, some of them are very unclear. They keep changing certain things. So it's like you're trying to follow it as best you can. And, we're not protesting in the streets about it,
Yeah. I mean, do you think that's one of the reasons that attracts you to Bali? Being here, I feel like there's a lot of people who I've met that actually like the craziness or like the lawlessness of Bali.
But it's not lawless.
It's not lawless, but I mean, where else in the world can most people drive around without a helmet, for example? Or there's no speed cameras. I mean, no, I wear a helmet. I'm just saying.
I see it all the time. But if the police see you, they'll stop you. It's like the same as so
they stop you.
You get fined.
Police aren't legally allowed to fine you.
Really?
Yeah.
But they can give you a ticket or something. No, if they stop,
they've got to take you. Okay, this is what someone else has told me. They're meant to take you to court.
Yeah.
Then but they don't have time to take you to court.
So they just fine you.
So they say, okay, you've got two options. Well, you got one option. You pay me money, or you go to jail.
Yeah.
And then if you don't pay, then they take a picture of you. Which I'm not sure what they can do with that, but yeah.
But the thing is, like, similarly in America, if you're driving around without your seatbelt on, the police can pull you over, and you could say, "Oh, they're just coming after me because I'm whatever, for whatever reason." But here in Bali, they're pulling you over because you're white. You're or
they see a big dollar sign over my head.
Exactly. So I mean, there's a.
Yeah. What attracted you to Bali in the first place? Because you're living out in LA, you're in New York, I mean, it seems to be like a dream for most people around the world. I mean, you decided to leave all of that and come to Canggu.
The wonderful Canggu. I mean, so I guess the drawbacks would be the traffic and so many people. Bunch of influencers, but that's in LA. I have crazy traffic, bunch of idiots running around doing stupid stuff, taking photos of each other, and the same thing. But I just needed a break from LA. I think I'd had enough of it. and needed a change, needed to reset. And I was looking all over the world. It took me a few years to figure out where I was going to go. And I looked at everything. I wasn't sure if it was like Costa Rica or where else did I look? Maybe Belize or something. I wasn't sure. And then I kept coming back to Bali. And I wasn't sure about going back to Vietnam. I know I wanted to be somewhere tropical, somewhere with the beach, and Bali kind of had everything that I was looking for. I like the aesthetic as well. There's something about the Bali aesthetic. I don't know what it is, that it's like it's tropical, but still they have like cool design elements that kind of just feel good. Like there's a good feng shui to every place you go. I want a lot of plants. There's like everywhere you go, there's plants. Lila calls me a plant dad, which sad to say she's not here with us. So I wish she was here, but yeah, this is our first episode without her. But
really,
yeah.
So normally it would be you and
Lila would be here as well.
Okay, so this is a bit closer.
Yeah. So, yeah, to answer your question, it's I like the plants. I like the everything about it, and I wasn't sure where. Yeah, and then I had a feeling it was going to be here. And also some of the other places I was looking at felt a little like lonely. Like there was less people, which then there was less going on. Here, there's great, gyms. There's a big health community. A lot of people here are like big into health, and that was a big thing for me. Good, healthy food, and so I think that was it. And it had to be cheap too. So, and this is fairly inexpensive. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, stay with me. And I love like a Balinese music as well. And
really?
The scent. You know that like Balinese scent they use?
Like,
I don't know, like, for blessings.
Oh, okay. So like the incense.
Yeah, the incense, and I love the sound. Like, yeah. There's a guy called Gus Tejo, who's like a famous Balinese musician. And he uses like flutes, and I love that. Or like with like rice field views, and I'm drinking like my coffee in the morning with like a local Balinese snack called jajanan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just like, for me, that's like perfection in the mornings. And I used to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning and go straight for a coffee overlooking a rice field in Canggu. Before, when Canggu wasn't like as developed as it is now.
Yeah, it is kind of nice waking up in the morning and walking out to start making my coffee, and the ladies are out there lighting the incense, placing the little offerings out, and having the little stream of smoke.
Yeah,
it's just kind of peaceful.
Do you think you've become more spiritual since coming to Bali or not? Or are you religious yourself?
I'm not religious, but I guess I'm spiritual. I don't. Me and Lila have this kind of argument often. She's more spiritual. I'm more scientific, but I believe pretty much the same things that she does. It's just from a scientifical perspective. You know what I mean? Like where she may think of like the spirit world, where I just think of it like as a multi-dimensional world or something. Like, yeah.
Okay. Do you believe Bali has a stronger energy than other places? And like, if you like try manifesting something, it happens more in Bali than other places.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but I think that's also, to me, I would say that's because there's a lot more of a collective belief or consciousness, or, there's more people here who are maybe raising the energy or frequency, or however you might want to say it. They're all kind of more in tune with the same frequencies, maybe.
Okay, and in like Bali, especially in Ubud, there's a lot of these temples, and you've got the different spirits, you know, that sort of stuff. And like when someone passes away, they put him into the sea. And then they really believe there's like this. There's two realities. There's like this reality, and there's like the hidden reality, the shadow reality.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you believe in that as well?
I mean, probably not on the same explanation as like what locals might think of it as, but it's like, yeah, I grew up Christian, but I wouldn't consider myself Christian. I've always had like skepticism of, I don't like authority. So I'm very libertarian leaning, and I don't like having any kind of control authority. You know, I always fought with my teachers. You know, they don't get to say what the way things are just because they're the teacher. You know, I never really liked that. So when it came to like the church, I always felt like that was just another form of control. And recently, I kind of stumbled across Gnostic Christianity and
Gnostic Christianity.
Gnostic Christianity. Yeah, I was like, is agnostic and Gnostic the same? And it's no. So Gnostic Christianity is like you're gonna go down a deep rabbit hole if you go and look this up. I mean, it's based more on knowledge, and from my understanding, don't quote me on this, go do your own research on it, but supposedly it's like the real Jesus, and that the way that the Christian real, you know, faith was, or the way that they believed things, or it was all based on knowledge. And in around 300 years after Christ, when Christianity had spread and the knowledge had spread so much, and the Romans knew that they couldn't control it, kind of the way like Bitcoin, like eventually they're not going to be able to control it. Like they tried to stop it, they couldn't. And when they realized they couldn't stop it, they're like adopting it, and now they're trying to, then they can control what it's going to do. So as best as they can. So from my understanding is that the Romans then kind of took it over and threw away certain things that they didn't, like, well, they can't have that. Let's throw away these texts, these things. And supposedly in like the 40s or something like that, they
as in 48?
1940.
Okay, 1940.
Somebody found these texts that were 300 from 300 AD, around the time that the Romans had gotten rid of certain things. Had somebody hid these other texts that were like the gospel, of even Mary. There was the gospel of Mary. There were all these other gospels. So somebody wrote them all down or put them on tablets and hid them in a cave, and someone else found them. So it kind of supported the idea that the church is really just a form of control, and it's more about, the only way to salvation is through us, so they can't control the word of Jesus, so they kind of took it over, I guess.
So how does that apply to what we were just talking about?
Whether or not I'm spiritual, I guess. To me,
it's fascinating, really interesting.
So that kind of jived with me, I guess. That I'm anti formal religion in a church. I don't really I believe your relationship with God is a personal one, but not in Christianity or most religions. Most religions is no, we have to do this together. You have to do it through us. And I just don't agree with that.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
So, and it's mostly about knowledge, and I like, and not a feeling, not on spiritual, oh, we just believe in this or whatever. It's about understanding and whatnot. So I just recently learned about this to begin with, so I haven't really even read the text yet, or these Gospels.
There's so much still not discovered in the world.
Yeah.
That's another thing that drew me into Indonesia, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, have you heard of Gunung Padang near Jakarta?
No.
It's between Jakarta and Bandung. It's one of the oldest civilizations in the world, even older than the pyramids, but people don't know about that. And it was only discovered by there's this archaeologist. He was always on like Joe Rogan. I forgot his name. Anyway, there's a whole Netflix show about it. And apparently this is older than the pyramids, but if they say this is an older civilization, it goes against like religious texts and historical texts as well.
And this is in Bali or just
in Java, West Java. Gunung Padang. You look it up, it's insane.
Yeah.
But apparently they're keeping it hidden, the secret. But I feel like there's so much here in Indonesia especially that's still undiscovered, unknown, and that's another thing which kind of really enticed me to come here. And I feel like maybe even black magic also really like interests me.
Yeah, they're really into this the monster things, like from like Go Festival and Myepi. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, but it goes. It's just in Bali, but it's every island has its own unique. What's it called? Yeah, sort of like spirituality or black magic. They have. Like, have you heard about the fight between Dayak people in Borneo versus the Madura people?
No.
So back in 2002, there's like hundreds of people who all had like their heads cut off, and they're all people walk around like people with heads. And it was apparently people in Borneo used black magic against people in Madura.
That's crazy. When I first got here, I wrote a script that was like a horror script.
Yeah.
And it was about a woman who came here for the first time, who's running from something, and she's very skeptical about spiritual stuff, and she just heard Bali was nice, and she was like, oh, it's a good escape kind of place. And as she gets here, she immediately runs into a witch who puts a curse on her and cursed her with the layak, and which feeds us. So I had to do a lot of research as soon as I got here.
Layaks and all of that stuff.
I had researched as much as I could about all the stuff and listened to different stories.
You're quite spiritual then. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but this character of the woman who's skeptical, I am very kind of skeptical about stuff. So I was writing from my own kind of point of view as well. But of course, she was pregnant, unbeknownst to her, because I had read that layaks feed on unborn children or unborn babies, and that's why the witch put the curse on her. That was the premise of the story. And so she now has to embrace the spirituality of the island that she doesn't believe in order to fight off the layak, because it is real for her.
So you wrote the script?
Yeah. If you want to read it, yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah? Is it like for like feature film length?
Yep. But
so what did you do? What are you doing with it?
I'm in the middle of a rewrite now. The ending needs a lot of work. It all of a sudden the ending is just kind of like it needs a lot of work in the ending. It's finished, but it's just like, okay, you're kind of in a loop here. You're doing a lot of the same stuff over and over again. I got to clean it up.
Indonesians would love that.
Yeah, well,
they don't like these sort of like horror films.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it kind of brings in a foreigner into that world. So yeah, it would be good. I mean, eventually I'd love to do it when
I'd love to do like a film like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll combine forces and get it done.
Yeah, awesome.
Someday. We only have a few more minutes, so I wanted to quickly talk about you have a restaurant? Is that how that works? Do you have a restaurant, or no? You don't have a restaurant anymore?
I don't have a restaurant.
What? I think
it's closed down.
Oh,
you're the last ever guest in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, I asked because now I now am on a pre-investment visa because I'm looking into the possibility of starting something here with Lila. We're looking into it. We're doing the research now. We're trying to So I was going to pick your brain a little bit about that, but maybe we can do that off camera.
Yeah, you could go off camera is probably better because I don't want to come across as a legal expert.
Yeah, of course. And this is not legal advice. None of this stuff is. This is just a conversation between friends. That's our disclaimer.
Yep. Well, now I'm completely safe from ICE and everyone.
Yeah. So, is there anything? Well, I mean, I was going to talk about your I guess try to promote your business or whatnot. But do you have anything else going on? What's your future plan?
So I'm going back to the UK actually this weekend. I'm going to be going back, and I am going to pursue Indonesian food again.
When you back here or there?
In the UK, I'm opening up a company in the UK in my hometown, and I am going to be referencing all my old videos, which I've had like my most viral videos. S10 got like 60 million views, or Martaback, recreating them and actually giving it to businesses and people in my town, documenting everything.
Are you going to come back to Bali?
I'm going to come back to Bali, but I want to have that running in its own. Yeah, leave it on its own. Then I'll go back to Bali, be doing all the videos again, marketing it, but I want my business to be fully in the UK.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's kind of what I've after spending countless like hours trying to figure out what I'm trying to do, I've decided that's my point of action.
So you'll be back here hopefully soon.
Yep.
Working on.
Well, I'm going to be going to the World Cup in America.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going to the games. I'm going to be doing global food as well. But I don't think the global food content is going to be on my main channel. I think it's going to be on a new channel.
Okay.
I'm sticking my current channel in Indonesia still. Because it's the biggest problem with like building something online is that once you get such a like core audience, they will follow you for that one thing, and it's really hard to like leave that. It's like if you talk about, I don't know, the Chicago Bulls, all the time, and suddenly next thing you start talking about is like the Oklahoma, whatever they are, Oklahoma team that play basketball.
I don't know. I don't watch sports.
Okay, anyway, it's like talking about two different teams. Like Indonesian food is like one team, and if I'm talking about global cuisine, there's attracting a brand new audience.
Yeah,
and I mean, Indonesia still has my heart. It's, I still see a future here.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think I'm going to open up a new channel, do global food on there, keep Indonesian food on this one, and actually open a proper business in the UK. Okay.
So since we only have like a minute or two left, let me get, because we typically, this would be Lila's turn to ask some some rapid fire stuff, and we like to get people, so if you can keep like a concise answer, I guess, here. But number one, do you have like any like quick advice for anyone who wants to move to Bali?
My advice is you really want to budget when you're first coming here. A lot of people just go crazy with it. They get out all their money from ADCM, all these like monopoly money, they just go crazy spending it. But if you do want to spend a considerable amount of time here, there's ways of not spending all your money all at once, and just do some research, try out places which aren't on tourist traps, because there's a lot of really good food and good accommodations for the price. And just watch some YouTube videos about Bali on YouTube. That really helps.
And quickly, what's your two favorite foods in Bali?
From Indonesian food?
Yeah.
It's got to be beef rendang and martabak manis.
Martabak, yeah.
I mean, those are the goats, of course.
I had that on your shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't usually eat sweets, but that was really good.
Yeah, and a shout out to tongseng kambing. That's one of my favorites. It's a dish from Jakarta.
And lastly, what is freedom to you? The shows, this I guess channel or show is really all about freedom living. That's what this is really about. And what would you say that means to you? Living free.
Living free basically means living life to your own accords. It's like living life where you're not answering to anyone else. It's entirely up to what I want to do, and I can follow my passion. And
But here in Bali, what is that for you?
Living a life of freedom.
Yeah.
It means being able to drink my coffee with my Balinese snack over a rice field, listening to Balinese music and smelling the Balinese scent at 6 a.m. in the morning. That's freedom for me.
You'll have to experience it for yourself, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I think that's all the time we have. Thanks for coming out and chatting with all of us. So I guess we'll see you next time.